It's taper week for Cardiff Bay 10k. It's actually Saturday. I'm switching things around a little bit this week just to give you an idea of some taper tips and then what I do leading into race week. Just going to cover volume, intensity, and then just some other things like nutrition and hydration, and then kit check just before race day. So if we start with volume, I think it's fair to say that in taper week you're definitely going to be reducing that volume leading into the race, and for me that looks around about 50 to 70% of your weekly training reduction. So if I'm running 40 miles a week in taper week, including race day, for a 10k, I'll be looking around about 23 mile-ish for the week, including warm-up and the race itself. That slightly changes when it comes to half marathons and marathons, just because of the distance of the race. So for a marathon, if I'm running 50 odd miles a week, it might be pushed up towards 70% volume, just including that race day, but the week leading into the marathon would be greatly reduced as far as running and efforts and things like that. So included in that volume, it's sensible to have rest days in between each run if you can. I think one point is, even though you're reducing the volume, it's important to try and keep the consistency that you've held over the training block. So if you run 5 times a week, I would continue to keep that consistency flowing, just reducing the volume of each of them runs. So if you run 5 times a week, run 5 times in taper week, including race day, just to keep them legs fresh. You don't go stale and sluggish leading into race day. Everything's normal, your pattern is normal, everything stays the same. Intensity, that's the next thing that's going to be dropping in race week. So again, you don't want to be doing all-out efforts, 100% wrecking them legs leading into that race, because that's what you've trained for. That's what them legs need to be ready for. This is all about priming them legs ready for that race day. It's all about them wanting to run as fast as they can on that during that race. So I keep a lot of my stuff around about race pace for taper week. So I start off with a tempo at the beginning of the week. I normally have a build tempo. So for me and Cardiff Bay, I'm going to be looking at 5:25 per mile average-ish, I think, which is 3:20, 3:22, something like that K. For the build tempo, I'd probably start around 6:40s per mile, and then drop it 10 seconds a mile for 6 miles. So an average around about 6:10, 6:20 for the run itself. So to put that into perspective, I would be looking for that intensity level. If you were to do a sort of tempo, you want to be putting in 40 to 60 seconds above or below race pace, above race pace, around about 40 to 60 seconds above race pace. So 5:25 plus 45 seconds, about 6:10 or somewhere around there. It's then good to have some longer efforts in the week, again all centraled around that race pace. So for me, it's K repeats. I work out what my race pace is, I'll try my hardest to basically run at that pace for the effort. I only do 4 of them. Again, it's about priming them legs. You don't want to fatigue them. Some things I wouldn't be doing is hill reps, hard hill reps, and then also all out short efforts. The training's done, the training's banked. This is just about getting your mental preparation before race day, as well as just making sure them legs don't feel sluggish. You're not going to really be gaining much in this week as far as sort of fitness is concerned. All that's been banked in the lead up to this week. One thing I would have done, or have done as well, is about 10 to 7 days out from race, I'll probably have a key session. So for me it was that 10 by 1k in the last week, over and under race pace, alternating reps. Nutrition and hydration. So I think it's wise that you don't change your food intake leading into the race. Everything should stay as pretty much as normal as possible if it can. And then the day before the race, as far as food concerned, or the evening before maybe, it's about eating something that is gonna sit okay on your belly, digest easily, that you like, all them factors. For me, it's pizza. I just find wherever I go, it's easy to get hold of. It's pretty bland. Might not be the greatest food in the world as far as running and health-wise is concerned, but it works for me and I'm happy with it. I wouldn't eat any spicy food just because it can upset the stomach, even if you're used to it. I just wouldn't want to chance that, given that you've done a training block, you're trying to get in race prep. It's just not worth having silly little things upset the day just for a simple avoidance. Hydration, again, just don't start using random powders that you've never tried before for hydration drinks or anything like that leading into this race or the taper week. That should have all been done during the block, testing gels, testing hydration drinks or whatever you might be using. Simple water suffice, and I generally try to increase that amount that I'm taking on as the week progresses. And then definitely on the Saturday, for example, in this instance, because the race is the Sunday, I'll be really trying to hydrate up as much as I can, ready for the race the next day. Just feel a lot better. Do need to be close to the toilet all the time though, because I need to piss, but I suppose that's one of the things. And then it's about rest, recovery, and kit check. So try and get as much sleep as you can, or decent night's sleep. Depends on your situation with kids and work and everything, but just be mindful of maybe going to bed a little bit earlier than you normally do, just to allow that body a little bit extra rest. Just to give you the best chance really, especially the last few days. Hasn't got to be all week. Just be sort of sensible about that approach and realistic. Set yourself targets that you're going to fail. Just seem to be silly. So last couple of days before race day, maybe half hour earlier to bed. Hope the kids don't wake up too early as well, so you can get that extra bit of sleep in. Kit check, so all that should be prepped, ready to go. Again, in race week I definitely wouldn't be looking to test out any new kit or anything, any new shoes, any new gels, anything like that. Everything should be ready to go, should have been tried and tested in the lead up to this, and just making sure that maybe the night before it's in a bag, it's laid out, it's whatever number, everything's ready, so you got no stress on the morning and it's all ready to go. I find that's a lot better. Knowing the route as well, that's helpful. Looked at a map or whatever has been issued for the race itself, and then finding out any parking issues or where you should be going for that, just again to reduce that mental stress and anxiety on race day, because that'll be high anyway. Okay, so back to the training week. We're going to be starting on Tuesday. Here we go. Tuesday evening, back in the pain cave. It's taper week leading into Cardiff Bay 10k. So tonight, back on the treadmill, it's going to be a kind of moderate pace run, mid sixes per mile, so 6:20, 6:30 average. I'm going to do a little build, so start off 6:40, 6:50 and then drop down towards 6s, something like that. Nothing too crazy, just keeping them legs ticking over, feeling fresh. Had a belly full of food earlier and that hasn't quite sunken down yet, so it's becoming a bit more difficult, but we'll get through it. Rest day tomorrow, and then we got some efforts on Thursday, and then leading into the race weekend. Let's get this treadmill session going. Treadmill done. Oh, a bit of YouTube. I quite like it when I'm watching the TV in front of the treadmill, and it's like a point of view, so it's almost like you're running along that road. I just find that sort of zones my head out a little bit, as opposed to listening to someone tell me about a shoe review or something like that, which isn't a problem, but when you're trying to run, I don't think it's great. Anyway, 5 miles banked in the end. Just can be bothered with the 6th. I don't think it's going to gain or lose anything if I didn't do it, so just stop my curry coming back up, I suppose, of not doing it. Quick shower and then a bit of relax. It's about 9:30 now at night, so it's getting towards bedtime. And then Thursday, hoping to get down running club with Bridgend and bank some kilometre efforts. I don't know what the session is, but that's what I'll be doing, just in a group. Just down estate night on Thursday. I was running a little bit behind, but managed to make it just before they left for warm up. I think it's 6 by 1200 metres tonight, but because I'm racing on Sunday, I'll be just dropping down to 4 by 1k, which is my standard taper efforts. Normally around on the Wednesday or Thursday, so with it being club night, it's just nicer to do it with people. Rest day Friday, and then maybe an easy jog Saturday before racing Sunday. A little bit of light this evening, so might get 1 rep filmed just for a bit of footage, but let's get this warm up done, get these reps banked. Just on K rep number 2, trying to hold race pace. I'm out on my own a bit. People are doing longer efforts and more. I'm only going to be doing 4. So it makes sense that I'm out in front. Just through the 800. So off a bit fast. 400, 74 seconds. Should have been 120, 800, 236, should have been 240, but I feel alright, coasting through, should be about 320 for the K. Just finished the K, 3:19 for the second one, 3:19 for the first one, so happy with how it's going. 2 left and then jog easy warm down. Back home after estate night, showered, all changed, went well tonight. Happy with the efforts, all pretty controlled, all on race pace, so pretty happy with that. Got a bit carried away on the last one with turbo tobing. I ended up running like 316, I think, instead of the 320 which was planned, but legs felt fine, and I only did 4 by 1k, so happy with how it went. Rest day tomorrow, and I'll see you Saturday for an easy run before race day on Sunday. We're back to Saturday. It's pretty windy. I'm hoping this dies away for the race tomorrow in Cardiff. I don't know if you can hear me now because it's particularly bad, but should have seen what I've done in the week. So we've had the tempo at the beginning, we had the 4x1k efforts on Thursday at club, and then now it's Saturday, easy plod around the lanes. That's one other thing that I would add in, is find a nice course or route that you like to do and just go and enjoy that the day before a race, just because it's well, it's a nice thing to do, I suppose. But that's it, that's everything in place. Hopefully, just going down some steps. That's everything in place for race day. Legs are primed, they're ready, they want to run. I'm happy with how this week has gone. As you test these taper ideas out, it's then when you become that you lock that taper routine in. I've tested mine out for a couple of years, or I've been using it for a couple of years, and it's something I just stick to now. So I do that build tempo at the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday. I then do them 4x1k efforts at race pace Wednesday or Thursday, and then Friday I normally have a rest day, and then Saturday, if the race is a Sunday for example, I just go out for an easy run and then chuck some strides in at the end just to waken them legs up, and then it's race day. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll get a race vlog hopefully done, and you can see around the course of Cardiff Bay 10k. See you in the next one.